Michigan won a title a couple years ago. They're coming off a bowl win over Alabama. We got Nate on, and we're going to look at 2025. First thing I want to ask him, though, how do you feel about last year? It was a kind of a down year. They did win the bowl game over Alabama, but a 7-5 regular season, but wins over Ohio State for yet what, the fourth year in a row? That's pretty
Yeah.
good. But overall,
Mhm.
what'd you see?
I mean, I would say it was expected. It was expected for a down year for Michigan, like people were saying. Um, and then late in the season, people were saying Michigan's horrible, but yet they predicted Michigan to be horrible. So, um, yeah, it's an okay season, but it was a rebuilding season to be honest. But nothing less. Um, yeah, even though we won it over Bama and Ohio State 2 years or no 2 games in 1 year. um, uh, so that was
Did
good,
that twice.
but
Yeah. Um, yeah, I thought it was an interesting season. First year coach is Sharon Moore. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff going on over there with like suspension and stuff. Do you have any thoughts
yeah,
on that, or is that like something you want to kind of put on the back burner?
I mean it's to be honest, it's getting kind of old. To be honest, if I don't really care anymore. It's like
I mean, it's aren't they? It has to do with that sign stealing stuff, right?
it
If I'm
is,
not
it is,
mistaken.
yeah,
Yeah, why are we still talking about it? Like Connor Stallions is fired. He talked to Netflix. We know his side of the story. Jim Harbaugh got out of there like
yeah,
out of there like
yeah,
a freight train. He's now
mm-hmm.
with the Chargers. Sharon Moore really didn't have much to do with it, at least in my opinion. And they're
Right,
punishing the guy. He's like, I mean, in his defense, he wasn't the head coach at the time. So
no,
I don't know, man. I think it's crazy. But anyway, that being said, you got to put it behind you. I don't expect Michigan necessarily to make the playoffs, but I think they'll be a really good team competing for a spot in the Big Ten title game. I
mm-hmm.
don't know if they'll make it, but I look at the schedule. Let me zoom in just a little bit. You open up with New
That's
Mexico.
favorable,
I
yeah.
think we can chalk that up as a win. At Oklahoma is interesting. I thought Oklahoma finished the season great. They lose some key guys in like Jackson Arnold or whatever, but then you have Central Michigan,
Oh,
Nebraska, who is your other team. But is it maize and blue over the big red all the time? But you're happy either way.
basically, yeah.
Yeah. Then you get a bye week. Wisconsin is homecoming at USC, going to the Coliseum.
Mm-hmm.
Washington, Michigan
Ooh.
State on the road. Purdue, bye week at Northwestern, at Maryland, and Ohio State, who you've beaten 5 years in a row,
4 years
something
in
like
a row.
that, or close to 4 years.
Yep.
Probably could be five if you had played
That'd be
in
hilarious.
2020, but um, the thing about that Ohio State game is like I want to pick them this year, like to get over the hump, Ohio State. But I'm standing by my word that I won't pick them until
They
I
beat.
do
Yeah.
it. But it's also like I have to pick them. I think that is probably going to be one of your three losses. I feel like they bring some stuff back, some key pieces. They just won a championship. They haven't lost a game since that Michigan game last year. Um, I could see you guys coming really close to 10 wins, but it's not something I would put money on. What do you say?
Yeah, I'm in between 10-2 or 9-3. Maybe
Yeah,
probably the ceiling is 10-2.
yeah.
Uh,
I think your floor's got to be like 8-4 or something. I think
y-
you got to be better
yeah,
than last year because
yeah,
last year was 7-5 regular
yeah.
season.
We can't have that anymore. Um,
You gotta go 8-4 or something. I would
yeah,
peg you at 9-3, and I
yeah.
think your key losses are Oklahoma, USC, both on the road. And I do think Ohio State finally gets you. I know it's in the big house. I understand that. But I think Ohio State, even though they lost their quarterback and stuff, they still got a couple key pieces coming back. Um, and I just they just went on this national title run. Ryan Day, um, he's only beaten Michigan like one time. I think he's
One
beaten them
time.
once. That's it. Now, I might be eating my words, but I do expect Ohio State to be one of the Big Ten teams to make the playoff next year. And I could also see it for Michigan, but I just think Ohio State's going to get off to a sluggish start. That
Like
they
they
play
always do.
Texas. Well, they play Texas, and I think that's going to be a loss because
Mm.
I'm higher on Texas. But I feel like late in the year they might have some gas power in the tank. Like they'll be on a roll. So,
Yeah.
but
I
again,
think
it would not. I will say it would not surprise me if Michigan found a way to beat them for the fourth or fifth year, whatever.
Here's my losses for Michigan. To be honest,
Yeah,
I say 10-2, but I will
10-2.
not. I wouldn't be surprised if they go 9-3, or I wouldn't be matter for that, but I'll be okay with that. But 10-2 for me for this year. I got the key losses. Okay. Call me crazy, but I'm going at Nebraska.
At Nebraska, okay.
One of the losses, and the second loss would probably be go down a little bit.
USC could be tricky, but I'm more
Yeah.
confident in Sharon Moore than I am Lincoln Riley right
Oof.
now.
I can't say Sparty yet because they're still rebuilding with whatever you call it. What's his
Yeah.
name? But
Jonathan Smith.
yeah, I can't say Sparty yet. They do hiccup Michigan sometimes, but I say either. Yeah,
There's really not. Here's the thing, Nate.
yeah.
There's not much room for error on this
No, it's
schedule.
not.
They're gonna beat the teams that they're better than.
Yes.
Maryland, Northwestern, Purdue, who I think only won 2 games last year or something. Michigan State is a rivalry game, so I'll give you that. But I still expect them to be better.
Yeah.
I like the Jonathan Smith hire.
Yeah,
I
I do
just think
too.
he's still a year or two away.
Yeah, I'll probably pick at USC probably, or
As a loss.
yeah. Now keep in mind, I know a two-teamer, but I don't know if you saw the game highlights for Nebraska and USC.
One of the best YouTubers on all of YouTube, Valor Sport Media. Valor Sport Media.